Hello, it's me, Gretchen Rubin. I am co-host of the Happier with Gretchen Rubin podcast, and I am coming to you live from New York. And in a moment, I will be joined by my sister, Elizabeth, and my co-host with the Happier podcast. While we're waiting for her to join, tell us, where are you in the world? We always get such a kick out of hearing about that. And then also, happy Juneteenth. It feels very appropriate that this holiday is falling during this period when everyone is thinking so much about racial justice. It's hard to believe that it's already so far into June, as an aside. So here's Elizabeth.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. We've got the Philippines. I always, for some reason, Central Texas. I'm so mesmerized by where people are joining from. Florida, the Netherlands. Yes, excellent. So
Brooklyn,
what?
closer to you.
Oh yeah, Brooklyn. Yeah. Ontario. Yes, Juneteenth. Pittsburgh. Okay, now I'm going to stop paying attention from reading them out loud because I don't know why I find that so fascinating. I guess it's the wonders of technology. So we have an announcement, Elizabeth, which I think is kind of positive, which is we're going to stop doing Instagram live conversations on Monday.
Yes, we're doing Ask Us Anything today, and we're talking about the book Broken Places, Outer Spaces on Monday. And then we've kind of decided, I mean, it's not that the pandemic is over,
which it's not.
It's certainly not. And people, but you know, people seem to have their mental head together, I guess.
Yes.
Or we do, I guess.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Well, it's interesting because on Monday we're going into phase 2 in New York. And so that kind of marks an important milestone for us. But I think it's more like what you're saying. It's not so much that the pandemic is resolved, which it clearly has not, sadly. It's more that I think we've all settled into it and kind of come to grips with it in a way that for a while everybody was just so unsettled. And now it's sort of like, it just feels like things have changed.
Yeah, you're right. It was so surreal at first.
Yes.
And now it feels very everyday.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Hopefully the time will come when we look back and we're like, well, that was surreal. We'll be back to surreal. You know, right now it feels normal.
Well, it's interesting because we went into phase 1 in New York, was it last Monday or 2 Mondays ago? And even though phase 1 was pretty limited, it just like it picked up so much on the street that like this uncanny, eerie silence of New York City, which was just it's hard to describe how strange it was to like just walk across the street and not have to wait for the light, or there's just no, like the birds, you could just hear like one little bird chirping away. It's just like, that's not New York City. And so even having gone into phase 1, I'm like, oh, I hear the banging and the cars waiting for the light. And so it feels like it's.
I think Mom will miss us doing these the most, Gretch, because she could check in with us every day.
That's right. Yeah, I know. We did them every day for such a long time.
Yeah.
It was such a solace.
Yes, it certainly centered my time. It gave me a reason to get up and get dressed and put blush on. So I thank everyone for tuning in to give me a reason to get out of bed.
Yes. Oh, well, this is so nice. Everybody's saying thank you. Thank you for watching, because it did make it great. You know, Lucy, that was making me think of your COVID-19 mantra of stronger, closer, lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Closer is good, stronger is good, lighter I'm still struggling with. Yeah.
But I think this is the kind of thing where it did make there is a way that we feel closer to people because we've gone through this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's I do think a lot of walls were down, a lot of, there was just a lot of authenticity of communication, which was nice.
Yeah. Someone said, oh, did I miss the announcement that you'll be ending? Yeah, we'll be back on Monday to talk about broken places and outer spaces. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Broken places, outer spaces.
You know, it's funny because writing outer order, inner calm, like my
Yeah.
agent mixed it up every single time. And it's like
Yes.
broken places, outer spaces. It makes perfect sense, but I always have to make sure I get it right, which is a fantastic memoir by Nnedi Okorafor. And so we'll talk about that on Monday. Yeah. Short and wonderful. Yeah, and I think we'll do these from time to time.
Yes.
I mean, it is fun. Maybe we'll look for reasons to do it.
Yeah, and
But
when we do it, we can announce it a couple days in advance.
yes,
So,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, you'll
yeah,
know when we're going to do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Put it on the podcast schedule the way we do. So if anybody has any questions for us for today, I'm Gretchen Rubin, and this is Elizabeth Croft. We're the host of the Happier with Gretchen Rubin podcast. It's always fun to ask people, have you been reading anything wonderful? Have you been watching anything wonderful? Have you been listening to any podcasts that you would love? I know a lot of people are reading kind of anti-racism books. I was telling you, Elizabeth, I just finished Brian Stevenson's Just Mercy, which is amazing. So I'm going to talk about that on the podcast next week. Yeah, is anybody coming across anything that they are really loving these days? Because it's I think in all times. Oh, someone says Forever 35. Yes, that is something I've been hearing a lot about, is that podcast. Someone says, I stopped everything and felt so disconnected. So I have to confess that there were periods where I wasn't listening to any new podcasts. I wasn't even listening to Happier in Hollywood because I was like, all I could do was listening to Binge Mode, all of which I've heard before, which are all about things that I know extremely well. Because to me, that was like the most comforting comfort food. Because I just couldn't take in like one little note. I couldn't even listen to something like 20,000 Hertz, where he's talking about like copywriting a song, which is like the most kind of interesting kind of low emotion thing. I was like, I can't even listen to a new idea. I have to listen to something. It's like rereading Ramona the Pest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost done. I think I have 9 minutes left of Between the World and Me, the Ta-Nehisi Coates book, which is a great, that's where I started in my reading. Also watching something total left turn, Glow. It's an 80s show about female wrestlers. It's a show set in the 80s.
Wait, what's it called? Glow?
Glow.
Oh.
And it's on Netflix, and it's just a fun diversion to watch on the treadmill. It's some treadmill viewing.
There you go. Because that's how. Oh, someone says love Glow. Yeah, give us a thumbs up if you love Glow, because a lot of people are saying that they love it.
Someone's saying watch Self-Made on Netflix. I don't think I knew that had started, but yes.
What is that?
I think it's about, is that the one that's about the first Black female millionaire or billionaire, something like that. I think, and I believe Octavia Spencer's in it. This is all like bits in my mind, so I might be wrong, but so whoever said that, tell us what it is.
Yeah, because it's so hard to keep up with everything. And like, to me also for some reason, maybe it's my age or something, but now I have a lot of trouble with titles, because like everything is a title, like same as usual, you know?
So it is with Octavia Spencer. Yes, okay. I'm right about that. She's so great.
Yeah.
A lot of, excellent, based on a true story.
Yes,
someone's saying, Gretchen, where can I find your podcasts? So do you want to explain the podcast app?
Yes. If you go to, you can listen on your smartphone or on your desktop. And if you have an iPhone, it'll automatically be on your iPhone. If you have an Android, I think it's automatically on your Android too. But it's the podcast app, and you'll be able to get it. And if you don't have it, if you've got a phone where you don't have it, you can easily download a free app. There are many: Spotify, Stitcher, Pandora.
You can also Google and like just play it. Probably
Yes.
like from your website, I'm sure you can play the podcast.
Yes. Yes, all you have to do is if you just say like happier with Gretchen Rubin, it will pull up and you can just listen to it straight from the internet. You don't have to, either from your phone, you can just hit the link, or on desktop, you can hit the link. Actually, a surprising number of people listen on their desktop, which I was astonished by. So it's very easy and it's free. And so whatever kind of device you have, you should be able to get it for free very easily. This is something that is, and this is all podcasts. And I'm very excited that there's somebody who doesn't know how to listen to podcasts watching.
Yes.
Because you are in for the biggest treat of your life, because there is just this gigantic treasure trove of amazing content that is free, that is open up to you. And so now when you're loading the dishwasher or washing your dog or folding laundry or walking on the treadmill or whatever you're interested in, there is a podcast for that.
Yeah. And someone's saying, she's saying, can I subscribe? Yes, subscribe. And it's free. We should mention it's free, completely free to subscribe. So there's really no downside. That's the beautiful thing.
Yes. And when we're on the subject of podcasts, if you rate and review us, that is a huge help to us, because there's no way for people to tell if something's good, except if it looks like a lot of other people like it. Which I always find actually the most compelling. Like I'm very interested in just like that a lot of people have liked something, because then I think, well, it's probably worth my time if all these other people have thought it's worth their time. So if you rate or review us and subscribe. But you're right. Some people think the word subscribe suggests that you're like buying a subscription, but it's really just like sign up for it. It's really
Gretchen, someone is asking what your lipstick color is, because she's going back to teaching and wants a boost of confidence.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to hear you like it. I have no idea. I have no idea. Like, I never know. And if it were within reach, I would look, but I can never remember. I just like have random lipstick in random places.
That's my lipstick wearing. It never goes, it's never coordinated with anything, or just apropos of nothing, I am, for the first time in my life, don't have nail polish on my toenails. I mean, not my life, but probably for like 25 years.
Well, you have great nails.
I
don't think that we've highlighted enough is that you have amazing nails.
They are a lot softer now. They're not what they used to be. But anyway, I'm letting my toenails breathe. And I'm just curious if anybody else is decided to do that. Interesting fun fact. Sarah and I were looking up what has sold a lot during this time, and nail polish remover was
interesting,
because people probably usually go to the nail place and they take off the polish and you don't need to have it. Now people are doing their own nails.
Interesting. Someone says, hi, I took my first toenail polish break in 25 years during quarantine. Yeah, give us a thumbs up if you changed your, like if you were doing, because at somebody point, because like you say, you're managing it yourself.
And then it's like, well, it's a lot of work to do your nails.
Yeah. Someone says, yes, this is the longest in my adult life without a manicure. It's funny, like I never get manicure. I think the last time I got a pedicure, Elizabeth, was for your wedding.
Are you serious?
No, I got one for something else. I got something for there was.
I'm every 2 weeks. I get a pedicure and manicure. Yeah. I don't paint my fingernails, just my toenails, but I still get a manicure to maintain my hands.
Yeah. My daughters are like, all they do is put on nail polish and take it off. We go through I feel like a jug of nail polish remover. At one point I was like, are you guys inhaling these fumes because you're constantly using it? And they're insistent that they're very careful.
Gretchen, someone I just asked, what is something you're going to do now that phase 2 is open? I mean, if you're going to do anything. I mean, I'm not doing many of the things one can do in LA. I'm still choosing not to do.
Well, I think I will get my hair cut because from what I hear, I have very straightforward hair to cut. And from what I hear, there's a lot of safety measures that are put in place. So you just get in, get out. And I wouldn't care so much, except, my habit is hair twisting. And the longer my hair gets, the more I twist it. And I've been twisting it a ton and it just breaks it off. And so I really just want to get a trim so that I get my hair twisting under control. But as Mom pointed out, I didn't call to make an appointment. And so it may be, you know, September before I can get my hair cut.
Yeah.
But Jamie's going to get his hair cut and he is very excited because he's definitely getting to the point where it's starting to look a little silly. And I am not, and I'm like, I am not, you know, some people I know have cut their husband's hair or their children's hair or their own hair. I'm like, that's not me.
Yes. Oh, you know, Adam cuts Jack's hair.
Okay, give us a thumbs up if you've cut someone's hair, including your hair. Have you done for the first time? Like Adam does it regularly, right? Like,
well,
how does he know how to do that?
He's done it before, but you know, not regularly, but he has done it.
Well, in New York, phase 2 means retail, like I think like pick up and you know, like you can go in and pick something up. Some offices are open. You can have outdoor dining if it's outdoors. And hair, I think nail salons, more construction. And then I think a lot of people, I think I saw an estimate that 300,000 people would go back to work. So then they've been doing so much to manage the subways and the buses. So there've been so many things done to change that experience because in New York, that's just so crucial. Yeah, what was phase 2 for you in LA? So I saw somebody ask.
You know, I know it's the outdoor sitting at restaurants. You know what's funny though is like my behavior has barely changed, so I haven't really even paid that much attention because I'm still kind of doing the same things. I am doing a little more seeing people, you know, trying to stay 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
And we sat outside at a bagel place once. There was nobody there. But we have not gone out to dinner or, you know, gone to a backyard barbecue or, you know.
Yeah.
We're being very conservative. Which the numbers suggest is a good idea.
Yeah. We are, yes, also doing the same.
Well, someone says, my question is, what habits will you keep once you come out of staying at home?
Oh, well, one thing, Jamie and I have been walking Barnaby together in the morning because I thought it would be good for Jamie to like go outside into the morning light and have like a little bit of activity and engagement. And I asked him if he wanted to keep doing that. And he was like, well, but I'm going to be going back to work. And I was like, well, you could go before work because I go at like 6:15. So it's not like, you know, but I don't think he's going to be going back to work for a while, not in any kind of consistent way, at least. And so, but I would like to do that. I think it's a really nice way to start the day, just the two of us going for this short walk with Barnaby. How about you, Elizabeth?
Well, I've been trying to do 10,000 steps a day. So I want to keep that up. And we'll keep up doing Instagram live sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
But that's something we never did before this, really.
Yeah.
At least not like this. And Jack is taken to watching a lot of history documentaries and documentary series, which he never did before, because, you know, as a way to pass the time. And I like to keep that up, like, for him, because he loves it. Like, as we speak, he's watching, like, it's like, I don't know how many, 15 episodes solely on submarines in World War II and submarine battles, like blow by blow, like this battle, here's where they start. I mean, it's very detailed. So,
yeah.
And I think that's great. He loves history. So I didn't realize that until this, you know, we wouldn't have sat down and done that.
Well, I think this is one of these examples of like how technology really, you know, there's sort of the bad side of technology and then the good side of technology. And one is there is just these documentaries. And I feel like people's interest in documentaries has like exploded over maybe the last 10 years. And so more and more are made. And it is just wonderful. Like when you hit that great documentary, there's an amazing documentary called, I think it's called In a World. It's about voiceover artists.
Oh, that's one I haven't seen.
And somebody tell me if I've got that name right, because it's In a World, because it's like the guy that says, in a world in a world full of human robots or whatever.
Yeah. That's funny.
But it's like you see their faces and you see like the woman who does all the Simpsons voices, like doing like 4 of them in a row. And it's just the history voiceover artist. And I didn't know Mark Hamill is like a giant voiceover artist for video games too. And so it's just like this look in a world that I had never really known anything about. But then you watch a documentary. Then there's of course Helvetica about, a font. And you're like, can you make a whole documentary about Helvetica? Well, somebody tried, so we'll see what you think. I mean, I love it. So that's great that Jack has found that there's this whole world of documentaries.
The last one he watched was The Making of the Mob. And so he watched a whole series on how the mob came to, came the rise and I guess hopefully fall of the mob. I didn't hear it all, but.
Oh, okay. Somebody's saying like there's a movie with a similar title. Okay, so maybe I'm talking about the movie. It's
Oh, someone says they've been watching Black History documentaries. That's a great way to educate yourself.
No, that's a great way. Well, and 13, right? People have been saying is great. That's on our list. We want to watch
I think Ava DuVernay did that. Yeah, that's on my list as well.
Somebody says Curiosity Stream is awesome for my 9-year-old. I have never heard of Curiosity.
Neither have I. I don't know what it is.
I love the name.
Is it an app?
Yeah. What is Curiosity Stream? There's a podcast. Does Jack listen to podcasts?
He does not at this point, but maybe
it's probably like in his life, there's kind of no place where he would listen to them. You kind of need like, where are you listening to them? Like, what's the activity that you're doing?
Right. I mean, maybe like while he was doing Legos would be a good time.
Yes. Oh, maybe just try putting one on and see if he likes it. That's a good idea. So if you're just joining, I'm Gretchen Rubin. This is Elizabeth Kraft. We're the hosts of the Happier with Gretchen Rubin podcast. And this is Ask Us Anything. And we are talking about what books, movies, documentaries, podcasts have you discovered lately that you're really excited about? Somebody says it's a channel on Roku of a ton of documentaries, $12 for the whole year. Wow. That sounds like something that would be worth checking out, Elizabeth, if he's just kind of has this insatiable desire for documentaries.
Yeah, but we'll check that out.
But it's interesting. It seems like there's kind of the history documentary people and then the nature documentary people, because then the people who all they want to do is watch nature documentaries like Planet Earth and all those ones.
Yeah, which I never get into, but I haven't really tried.
You took the words out of my mouth. I feel like, so what are the great nature documentaries if we should try to watch? Because I wonder if, someone says, I literally just finished the Happiness Project.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice. Because I wonder if the person who likes history documentaries might also like nature documentaries, because they feel related in just like the kind of the scratching that itch of being curious and getting information, but maybe not. Maybe for some people they like both, but maybe for some people they like one or the other. Someone says, I need to get to reading on the book for Monday's Instagram Live. Yes, but the great thing about Broken Places, Outer Spaces, is short. It's funny because when you read it, it feels like it's so rich and full of ideas and things that it does not feel short, but it's quite short. It's a TED book. They had like a book series that they did along with their speaking. And I think those were shorter. So someone says, I just finished reading The 4 Tendencies. I loved it. Now I'm dying to know the tendencies of all the Office characters. Okay. So I've thought a lot about that, but here's the thing. For whatever reason with The Office, you can't tell their tendencies very clearly. They're not very clearly defined from a tendencies perspective. And Rec. Ron Swanson is absolutely a questioner. Leslie Knope is an upholder. April Ludgate is a rebel. Anne is an obliger. I think that Chris not Chris. Who's Rob Lowe? What's this, like The Office?
Oh, I don't know.
Is an upholder. So that's fun to see those play out. Oh, and then Andy is an obliger, and which makes sense, right? Because April is a rebel and she's married to an obliger. So
Someone's asking, how often will Kate Bowler's podcast, Everything Happens, be on?
You know, I don't know. I think they're still working at the logistics of it because everybody's a little bit thrown off with it. So I'm sure there'll be an announcement soon once they get that all squared away. But it is a great podcast, and she's an amazing interviewer and, you know, thinker and speaker. So yeah. Yeah, someone says Rob. Yeah, okay, that's fun.
He plays Chris, somebody
Chris.
said.
Chris. It's kind of confusing because Chris Pratt plays Andy. Good. My 20 for 20 included a summer of Patchett. I just started the Dutch House to kick
Oh,
it.
yay.
Thank you for picking it. Oh, yeah, that's great.
And she's going to be on with us.
Yes, in July.
When we talk about Dutch House.
Yes.
Which is such an absorbing read. It's like if you're looking for, you know, a summer read, you want to break from today. It's a great book.
Somebody,
as I said,
one of in my kidlit group, it's a lot of people who really love to read, and somebody emailed me and said, like, I want a book like kind of an old-fashioned novel with like lots of characters and lots of plot and like, you know, people, you know, like characters developing in the world. And I was like, yeah, Dutch House is great for that. Yeah.
Well, and of course I love it because one of the two main characters is diabetic, type 1 diabetic. So
yes.
Right. I enjoyed that.
Yes.
Don't read a lot of, you know, type 1 diabetic characters.
Is that right?
Well, I can't think of any others. I mean,
interesting.
You know, well, or they are, but you know, it's not mentioned because it's not part of the plot.
Right. When was Dutch House set? Now I'm trying to remember.
Wasn't it like, well, let's see.
Well, it spans like 2 decades.
Yeah. No, it spans like 50 years.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, because it starts. Yeah, that's true.
I believe it starts in the 60s.
Yeah.
And it goes to somewhere around today.
Yeah. So someone says 3 movies I've seen around the person of color experience. I Am Not Your Negro about James Baldwin. Oh, I love James Baldwin. Back to Natural. How hair exposes culture and identity. Oh, that sounds interesting. And Not Black Enough. So much variety of experience. Oh, that's what EXP is. Experience. Yes. So those are 3 great. Let's see. Those are movies. Okay, excellent. That's fantastic. All 3 of those sounds good. Yeah, someone says it spans a long time, 1960s and the start. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are great. That's great.
One way, Gretchen, I'm definitely trying to distinguish summer. You know, summer officially begins tomorrow.
Oh, is that right?
Well, it isn't June 21st. Well, it's summer solstice.
Well, Monday is Sunday is the 21st, right? Isn't today Friday the 19th? Obviously.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, well, I'm not sure. Anyway, I think it's about to be officially summer. And like reading is definitely feels like a summer activity to me.
Yes.
So that, you know, reading all sorts of books from, you know, educating myself to, you know, the most basic beach book I'm looking forward to.
Well, I want to mention a book because our mother read it and really enjoyed it. And Eliza's reading it right now and she really enjoys it, which is Magpie Mysteries, which is like and this is a book that came out pretty recently and was like a huge bestseller. And anyway, both of them have been saying how that they really enjoyed it. So for people who are because there's kind of a person who kind of can't get enough mysteries.
Sarah's stepmother is like that.
Right,
She's
like you just gobble
voracious.
Yeah,
voracious.
So this is one.
I've probably read like 3 mysteries my whole life. I never read mysteries.
Isn't that funny, Elizabeth, that neither you nor I have that taste particularly?
No.
And you don't read thrillers that much either, right?
Not often.
See, me too.
Yeah, I don't know what I absolutely love memoirs. I think you and I share that. I love real story. It goes kind of with my love of reality TV, although I realize many believe probably rightly that reality TV isn't that realistic, but I love real people. Yeah.
There's something about a memoir. I feel like even a memoir that's not that good is good.
I
Like,
agree.
I almost always finish a memoir, just because it's sort of like any individual person's story, like, is just itself compelling.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
But our
reading some.
mother loves mysteries. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, as you mentioned with the
yeah,
Magpie
yeah.
mysteries. Yeah.
Magpie Mystery. Hurwitz is the guy's name. I am reading some autobiographical essays. I also love essays, so I love memoir essays, autobiographical essays by Samantha Irby, and she's very very funny. She's uses a lot of like it's pretty adult in content,
Mm.
I would say. Don't give it to your 10-year-old, but it's I'm really really enjoying it. I read Wow No Thank You, and then this one is called, oh my God, see, I can't remember titles anymore.
Oh, someone is saying Trevor Noah's memoir is great.
Oh, I've heard amazing things about that. And oh, my most exciting thing about phase two is that my library is opening for pickup and delivery. So like the minute literally the minute I had my whole list ready, and the minute they were like, you can submit your list if you want it. And I submitted my list right away.
Oh,
And
nice.
I just got a notice like an hour ago that I can pick it up my stuff on Tuesday. Now, I suspect that a lot of people are probably trying to get Born a Crime out. I bet it's on the top of a lot of people's lists,
Hmm.
but maybe I was like snuck it in there first.
Now
Um,
that to me is another one that I would probably listen to because
yeah,
he's got, like the accent,
yes,
I mean, it just feels like hearing it in his voice would
yes,
add to the
yes,
experience,
yes. Oh,
like
that's a
David Sedaris.
that's a great point. Yeah, and people say it's terrific. So yeah, that's Born a Crime, which is the memoir of Trevor Noah. Um, Good. Okay. Well, Elizabeth, we're going to be back on Monday to talk about
Yes.
broken places and outer spaces. Yes. And well, it'll be sad to see these go, but
No.
maybe we can always pick it up again.
Yes. Thank you again to everybody
Yeah,
for listening during this time of being safer at home. It's been very nice to have this community.
it has been. It's been wonderful. Okay. Have a wonderful weekend, and let's keep our hands clean and our minds clear. Bye.
Bye.